Let's look at another ecosystem now. Flatworms and rotifers are both found in freshwater ponds and lakes. Rotifers make up a large part of zooplankton. Zooplankton are animals, zoo, that float around in the water. Plankton. Rotifers eat bacteria and algae and then serve as food for other tiny animals. What level of the food web would rotifers be? If they're eating algae photosynthesize. They are producers, so rotifers who eat the algae would then be primary consumers. Rotifers and other zooplankton are extremely important for small animals like larval fish, larval arthropods, and larval salamanders, and all of those are eaten by larger fish. So they have a big impact on fish production and also nutrient cycles. And remember that they are indicator species, so they can reflect the environmental conditions within that water. While different species of rotifers indicate different water conditions, flatworms usually indicate poor water quality. That's because flatworm parasites spend part of their life inside snails. With more chemical runoff, there's more eutrophication. Algae, that's more food for snails. And more snails would then equal more parasites, more flatworms. This snail is shedding a flatworm parasite, these little flecks floating upward in the water. Some of these flecks can wriggle into a tadpole's body, and when it metamorphoses into a frog, the frog will grow extra legs. Flatworm parasites can also be found on land. These fancy patterned thick eye stalks of this snail are full of baby flatworms. Birds think these look like caterpillars and bite them off. The baby flatworms need to mature in the bird's intestines. The second most common parasitic infection, just after malaria, is schistosomiasis, caused by a flatworm. We don't have it in the US, but it's found in most other places of the world. You can get it just by exposing your skin to the water. These little flatworm larvae in this species can just burrow into your skin. Anybody interested in medicine should definitely be aware of schistosomiasis. Before we leave the flatworms and rotifers, let's just revisit some of the most amazing things about each group. These planaria are common in high school and college biology labs for their ability to regenerate. Researchers recently grew an entire planarian from just one cell. And the best part, planarians can learn to travel through mazes, but the planarian grown from this one cell still remembered how to get through the maze. What? Rotifers can take bits of DNA from other organisms into their genomes. They can also desiccate. Here's a dried out one. The phenomenal aspect of this drying out is that it breaks DNA. That's why if most things dry out, they die. But rotifers that have been dried out, frozen, exposed to radiation, all of this completely breaking apart their DNA into tiny little bits, when they're exposed to water again, they can put all those pieces of their DNA back together without errors. This incredible ability to repair DNA means that they never get cancer and why they're studied for this ability.